Hi, I'm Mr. Sam, the allotment man. And this is my allotment. Yes, so here we are back at my allotment. Well, in the back garden allotment at least. So what we're going to do today, we're going to have a quick look round, see what's happening, and we're going to have a look in the greenhouse and we're going to sort out some tomato plants. So let's get on with it. Right, first of all we're looking at the potatoes. They're very potatoey. Potato! Right, very potatoey and they're growing really well. We had a quick dig around. I know you're not supposed to, but we did because we can't wait, and the potatoes are looking quite nice underneath. So there we are, potatoes. Let's move on. Right, this is the carrot bed. We're going to have to get going a little bit. It might start raining in a moment, but this is the carrot bed, everybody. Some of our carrots are growing and some of them aren't. We're not quite sure why, but what I might do, have a little bit of a dig around and fill in the gaps with some more seeds a bit later on. Quite simple. Onion's doing very well and the fleece hasn't fallen over yet, which is good. We'll just put that around like that. That might help. There you go. And look, tomato plants. We've got tomatoes everywhere. Went a bit crazy with the tomatoes. So we'll have to put some canes in them. So this is all good. Let's have a look over there. Right then, runner beans. The ones that we started in the greenhouse are still doing very well, obviously, because they've already grown. But the ones that we just put in as beans aren't doing very well at all. Well, they haven't come up yet and I can't see anything coming up. Now, I do suspect my dad put some manure on here. It was from a guy who said it was well rotted. I don't think it's as well rotted that he said it was, to be honest. So I think it might still be a bit strong for some of these seedlings because we've had a bit of a crisis. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but loads of our seeds that we put in they're just not coming up, they're not growing. So I might have to get a little bit brutal, rake the whole lot over and start again. We've got loads of seeds so it doesn't matter. So I'm just thinking we might have sown a little bit early and gone a bit wrong with that. So there you go, but lettuces, they're great, look at them. I might even eat them at one point. Having a barbecue later, so might stick them in with a burger. So there you go. So that's our beans, lettuces, and lots of stuff that hasn't grown. So sorry about that. We're going to try it again. Let's have a quick look at the brassicas. Right, so here we are with our brassicas. Now what we're going to do, we're going to lift our cover up. This is our B&Q Verb cover, which is very good actually. Nothing's eaten it, but mind you, they're not very big at the moment, so I don't think they've spotted them. Right, we have got our Brussels sprouts here, around here, okay, and we've got a little bit of weeds. A little bit of weeding to do. So I'm just going to pull them up generally. Don't really go mad about it. Right, pull these up. Make sure you don't, obviously, pull up your brassicas. Okay. Don't know why, I just like saying brassicas. Bit odd, but there you are. Right, okay, so right, we're gonna take some of these weeds out. Oh, that's a Brussels sprout. So we have got quite a few Brussels sprouts in here for the space, but we haven't got a lot. I'm just going to bung them down there. We haven't got a lot of space, so we're going to just cram in as much as possible. And of course, there's only so many Brussels sprouts you can eat on Christmas Day. So that's it. There you go. Bit of weeding. That's all we do. Now I find, you see these little ones, some people will leave them and say, oh, just pull them out when they get big. And I say, just pull them out as you see them. That's the best way. Okay, there you are. That's pretty much weeded. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Brussels sprouts there. And they're doing quite well. Going to stick the nets back on because just up there we've got a tree and it's got a family of pigeons in it and they keep on looking at this thinking, dinner's ready soon, but we're not going to let them have them. So we're going to stick this cover back on. It's quite easy. The only pain with these is that you obviously have to take the cover off to weed it. Now, back at the big allotment, I made a frame up for my nets, and that was about 3 foot, 4 foot tall, something like that. And you could sort of get underneath there. Oh, I haven't. You could get underneath it by crawling, you know, and that was good. It was slightly inconvenient, but this one you obviously have to take off to get to it. Right, just stick that down there, like that. And there you go. So that's all protected again. So there's our brassicas, they're looking fine. Let's have a look at our other lettuces and our spring onions. Then we're going to go inside the greenhouse. Here we go. Right then, lettuces and spring onions. Ta-da! Yeah, they look much the same as they did last time I showed you, but a little bit bigger and still looking quite nice. A little bit of weeding to do. Not quite sure what this type of weed is. Not really too bothered, to be honest. Don't really want it. So, a little bit of design error here. Can't quite get to that bed very easily without having to do silly stretches. And you know, you get to a certain age, you don't want to stretch that far, do you? You know. Right, so there we go. Oh, look, sunshine. It's a bit rare today. Although it's been quite sunny, I'm sure a lot of you have been at your allotments doing the silly short thing. Sometimes I did have some shorts on earlier, but put the jeans back on again. Didn't want to offend anybody, you know. So there we go. Right, and some more of this, some more of that. There you go. Right, that'll do. Can't be bothered to do anymore. So there we are. There's our onions and our leeks. Now we've got a row of leeks here. They're coming up even better now, but we have one row of leeks that hasn't really done much at all. So I don't know what went on there. So we're gonna, well, what we've actually done, we've put some in the greenhouse, and we're growing them in the greenhouse, and then when they get big enough, we're going to throw them in where the potatoes are. Okay, so there we go. So we're now going to go off into the greenhouse and see what's going on in there. Here we go, here we go. Right, so we're in the greenhouse, obviously, and what are we doing? Right, first of all, we're having a slight carrot disaster. Well, not major, but not all of them are coming up. So as a little bit of a backup plan, we're growing some carrots in a piece of guttering. Because I don't know if you know, because obviously carrots are a root vegetable. So you can thin carrots out, but basically you're throwing things away that you don't want. You shouldn't really disturb carrots once they're in the ground if you're going to keep them, because when you're thinning stuff out, you're obviously getting rid of stuff and you don't want them anymore, so that doesn't matter. So what you do, you plant them in a piece of guttering. Okay, when they all start coming up, you make a little trench in the ground, and then you pretty much just slide the earth out, so the carrots don't get disturbed and they just carry on growing. They don't know they've moved. That's the idea. So this is our emergency plan. Okay. Now we have a lot of tomato plants. Went a little bit crazy. Why not? They're cheap to grow. So we grew some free tomato seeds, as you can probably see, from Heinz. They came on a bottle. They did rather well. Look, that's some of them here. And look, I made some of these newspaper pots. I wasn't really sure if they worked. Now, I got this machine. I say machine, it's a bit of wood. It's got a little bit of a recess in there, okay? And it's got that shape there. You wrap the paper around here and then shove it in there, and it makes a pot like that there. Okay, I'm going to do some more in a bit, so I'll quickly show you. Now, you don't have to have something like this, because these can come out about 10-12 quid on the internet. It's ridiculous. I got this from B&M Bargains for, I think, 2 quid, which is great. So that was nice. But if you haven't got one of these, you can quite easily use, I've used before, a small tin can. Okay, small tin can, the type that you get tomato puree in. You can use one of them to wrap it around, and then just crunch the bottom up underneath. It does the same thing, it's fine, okay? So you can do that. So we're gonna have a look at them later. I told you I've got some of these. These are tomato plants. This is a Heartbreaker variety. It's from Dobies. It's gonna be like a bush type thing, okay? And when you cut these cherry tomatoes in half, they look like a heart. Isn't it nice? Yeah, a heart down the middle, so that's why they're called heartbreakers. We've got 2 of them. I had 6 seeds, only 2 of them worked. Oh dear. Right, so that's that. These are looking a little bit sad. They obviously need some water. What we're going to do is separate some tomato plants, okay, and put them out there. So what else have we got here? We've also got Brussels sprouts, some more Brussels sprouts. We might stick some more in, but we've just stuck them in a pot, and they're looking a bit leggy actually. We might have to put them outside to harden them off a bit. And also what we've got in here, leeks. There you go, leeks. Leeks. They're looking quite nice because some of our leeks aren't working in there. They're the ones on the tape, which you get a big long tape with seeds already put in them. Not all of them work, but they're looking really well. So they're going to stay in here for a bit. We'll transplant them, get them a bit bigger. When they're about pencil size, we'll stick them outside. All right. What else have we got here? Parsley, nothing happening there. Basil, parsley and stuff like that. So that's all wonderful. And we've got ginger. I don't know if actually anything's actually growing in there. Ginger plant. Yeah, that's what I thought. But never mind, it's an experiment. £2 from Wilco's. So there we are. So now let's have a look over on this side of the greenhouse, see what we're doing. Right then, we've moved over to the other side of the greenhouse. Wow, the locations. Yeah, so what we've got going on here. First of all, we've got a cup of tea. Very nice. Lovely. Ladybird cup of tea. Okay, so we've got that. What we've got over here, we have got tomatoes, lots of tomatoes, and we've also got at the end here, we've got some peppers, and they are red cherry peppers, and they're hot. Be careful. All right. So we've got those, and we've got jalapenos. Now I've taken a few out of these, okay, and I've potted them up. Look, ooh, this one is. This is sweet golden pepper, so that's more of a bell pepper. All right. That's a jalapeno. Okay. I know this because I've written it on the side. Just hope I got it right at the other end, if you see what I mean. So we've got 6 of them there. We'll pot some more up of them. And these ones, now what to do with these ones? I'm just going to stick them in these little pots, these paper ones that I'm going to make up, and I'm going to stick them on the front on a little table and put 50p on them with an honesty box. See if we can sell some. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we're going to do that. And what else have we got here? We have got, oh, this is aubergines. That's right, these are aubergines. Last video I showed you a pot and I said, look, these are aubergines. They're not, they were pumpkins. So sorry about that. No one spotted it until my dad did. He told me it was wrong. We're going to do some pumpkins outside, and now we ain't got a lot of room. We're going to try and plant them in a bit and then sort of like make them grow off somewhere. We'll see if it works, I don't know. So we'll do that. And of course here, cucumbers, cucumber plant. So there we are. So that's all happening. It's looking good. What else? Oh, we've got some stuff here. Don't know what they are. If you know what they are, tell me. That'd be nice. Okay, so we've got some of them. It's something my dad's growing. I have no idea. Right, so that's all that. So I'm going to make some pots. So join me in a moment. Let's make some pots. Right then, time to make some pots. First of all, we need a piece of paper. Now, I'm going to use the gardening part from the Telegraph. Oh look, it's got the Queen on it. Yay! Brilliant. Okay, nice Queen stuff. Right, so we're going to have a sheet of this. Now, if you're using a broadsheet, it's easy to tear the paper this way because that's the way they tear easy. Look, look. So take about, I don't know, about that much. How much? That'll do. So that's about 2 hands, and then just tear down like that. And there you go. Right. So we've got one like that. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not. I'm not too bothered. Now we're going to use our machine. So we can take this piece here, okay, and we're going to roll it. Now don't roll it too tight if you've got one of these. To be honest, you'll know what to do if you've got one of these, you know. So there you go. So make it, you know, loose so it moves around. Okay. Now I might have a bit too much on the bottom here, so I'm just going to get rid of it. All right. So that's where it comes to. Okay. So we're going to fold that over at the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to stick this piece in there like that. And we give it a squeeze round. All right. And then take that out there. Take that out there, and we've got a pot. Right, Now we've got our pot.
Excuse me.
Oh hello, sorry, my dad. Yeah.
Can you just make it clear that I don't buy the Daily Telegraph?
You don't buy the Daily Telegraph?
No,
oh,
it's
okay.
just a paper that was got for free. I don't normally buy papers.
Okay, right.
That persuasion.
Right, brilliant. My dad wants you to know that he doesn't buy the Daily Telegraph. Yeah, he's more the Mirror sort of person.
No, he's not.
Right, okay. So we've got this, okay. All right, and now we need some earth or some compost soil type stuff. Right, so I'm not even using gloves. This is like hardcore. Okay, so that goes in there like that. There we go. Fill that up nice and up to the top sort of thing. Now what I like to do is get a little bit of water and just give it sugar. Make sure it's on the right setting first of all. Hang on. Yeah. That. Better. Oops. Right, okay. So we'll get some more earth and stick that in. All right. As I say, I like to just make them a little bit damp, so you know, because they're a little bit rubbish otherwise. Okay. There you go. Right. Right, now we need a plant. We're going to put our tomato plants in there because these are the ones we're going to flog. So 72 cell verb propagator, still going strong, haven't broken yet, so that's good. So we're going to give it a squeeze. You see that when you give it a squeeze, you probably know this, it pops out the top like that. Okay, so there we go. So get it out nicely, try not to break any roots, and so you've got a nice block like that. Okay, and then we're going to make a bit of a hole. Put too much in there now. Right. Stick that in the top like that. Push it in. There you go. Ta-da! There we go. It's worth 50p of anyone's money. Right, okay. So that's one. I'm going to make a few more. I'm not going to make you watch it. Pretty tedious. See you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Then, so I've made some more pots. So once again, we're going to show you once more what I'm doing. Get in the pot. Shoving the stuff in. Okay. Little squirt. Alright, okay. Alright, now we're going to get our plant. Give it a squeeze. It should pop up out the cell. Okay. Make your little gap. Alright, and shove it in. There you go. Job done. A bit more of that. There you are. 50p. Right, let's do the rest. That's all the tomato plants done. So if we sell them, 1, 2, 3, 4, £5. Brilliant. So that's what we've done today. We've done some tomatoes, okay. And oh, I'll give you a quick look at the tomato plants down here. There they are. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So that's our tomato plants down there, and that was the greenhouse. And I think it's now time for some final thoughts. So my final thoughts for today. I took someone's advice and I put back on my Christmas hat, which I was missing, so thanks very much for that. Any other advice? Not really, except for keep on trogging along. Sometimes you'll find some things don't work, like my dad, for instance. There you go, all right? So he's pottering around. Some things don't work, so it doesn't matter, just try again. It's just the way it goes. We shove things in the ground. If they work, they work. If they don't, well, it just wasn't meant to be, was it? So thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you all again, hopefully, next week. So from me, Mr. Sam, the allotment man, happy growing.